Hi everybody, it's Annette from The Art of Intuition, and today we are going to talk about upgrading the vibration of our space and how to do that when you're living with people. It's a little bit easier to do it when you live by yourself. When you're living with other people, there is a level of respect, we have to kind of hold. So we're going to talk a little bit about respect and how that is a lot different. Soul respect is a lot different from human respect. Human respect is upholding a human system. Human respect is kind of respecting the system humans have built, our human aspects have built. Whereas soul respect, we respect the soul of others. It's a totally different type of respect. We value the people, we don't value the system. We value everyone's soul. It doesn't matter if they're, your mother, your father, it doesn't matter their human label. Everyone's kind of the same. Everyone will have the same. Everyone will have the same treatment. Though there is a difference that comes in when it is, like your child, your mother, or your father. In a sense, there's a different. There might be a different priority level if something is needed from anyone that you have a different contract with, you have a different agreement with. So there is some of that goes into that. Whereas someone else, it's not that you treat them differently, but it might not be an immediate, let me jump and do this immediately. But everyone's kind of treated the same. So when we're trying to raise the vibration of our space, which is something that a lot of us will get into, as our vibration starts to raise, we feel really squished and pushed to be in certain places. And you just don't feel like you can stretch out energetically. You can always tell when people, people who are not expanded a lot energetically will physically spread out a lot. You'll see them in a booth, and they'll have, they're kind of like all over the place, and because they energetically will feel small. So a lot of us will do that and have done that. When we energetically feel really small, we kind of try to spread our physical body out to make ourselves feel bigger, even though we're energetically really small. Now you'll also see you might feel energetically really small when you go to different places when you're going through a lot of fear. I know there was one place I used to go, and I used to feel like the place was so big. It was so big, and then as my vibration shifted and changed and got higher and higher, I would go in the same restaurant and I was like, oh my God, this place is so tiny. It felt so small to me now because I was taking up more space. I was energetically taking up more space, so that's why the place starts to feel smaller. So notice when that starts to happen. There's a part of this where we kind of can buy time. We don't want to move right away. Might be the time to move. You might not have the funds to move, and that's normally when I kind of will know if I'm supposed to do something. If I have the money to do it, I'll do it. If I don't have the money to do it, I know it's not the right time yet, or there might be something else I'm going to do and not that thing. A lot of our soul line realities don't look like our human line. None of them do. They're all completely backwards. So a lot of times my human will think, oh, this is going to go one way. And then I'm like, oh, this shit's going a totally different way. But the higher our vibration, the more we make decisions from our higher aspects, our soul aspects, our galactic aspects, we start to understand that, yeah, that's not how I would have pictured it going, but this is how it's going to go. So you start to just kind of embrace the fact that it's going to be all over the place. So when you start to feel like your space is smaller, when you start to feel like it's bothering you, you can't breathe in it. A lot of people say they just feel suffocated, they can't move around. If you're sleeping with someone, next to someone, one of the first things you can do is separate sleeping. Because you cannot clear your field when you're sleeping next to a person. So one of the first things I'll suggest when people say that, if you do have a partner that sleeps in the bed with you, to separate for a while, and that gives your body, your energy field, time to clear, and that will help. That will help if you have time to do that. I know a lot of times when I'll say that, it's not a personal thing against the other person, and a lot of times the other partner will kind of take that personally, that oh, they told us to sleep, she told us to sleep apart. It's not a personal thing. We can't take any of this journey personally. It's not a personal attack on the other person. It's just energetically we can't do what we need to do when we have someone sleeping next to us. Look at the colors around you. Putting color in. A lot of times we start kind of getting out of the white, beige, gray, black clothing, and we get into a lot more colors. I have like 2 things I think in my closet that are black, maybe 2 that are white, and everything else is color, 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 color. Before I went through my awakening and ascension, pretty much my whole wardrobe was black, gray, and white. That's all I ever wore. Because we have all these human beliefs that, oh, black makes you look thinner and you're supposed to look thinner. And, you know, you can kind of see how all of it's kind of set up to keep us in certain patterns and keep us in certain things. But you're going to start to look at different clothes you want to wear. And I think I've said it before in another video that, you know, look at the colors you don't want to wear. Those are sometimes the colors you got to go to because your body's resisting those colors. Red is a very power color. If you haven't really stood up for yourself or bought your power through, you're going to maybe not want to wear red. And then you might need to wear a lot of red to kind of bring through that aspect of yourself, bring through that inner power to where you're going to feel, you know, you're going to be able to activate that. Some people will do when they're working with different color rays, they'll wear certain colors. The ruby red ray, a lot of people will get into reds. I'm not so much into that type of, those certain aspects of ascension as far as bringing in different color rays, but I always know when I'm going through a different thing because I won't want to wear this color, I want to wear that color. I always gravitate toward blues and purples. I don't really like orange and reds, but I do buy them now and put them in my closet to wear because there's something I just don't care for about them, but I kind of force myself to wear them because I know it's important to different things I'm doing. For my ascension process, it's important I do those things. Look at the clutter you have in the room. Clutter is one of the biggest things that we will not be able to stand. I will tell you, clutter will drive you so crazy after a while that you will not be able to breathe in a room where there's a lot of boxes, there's a lot of dust, it's dirty. Cleaning the room will help, but getting rid of a lot of the crap, cleaning the room out. I know when I got in this room, when I first walked in and I was like, oh God, I can't even stay in here. There's so much stuff in here. The first night I cleaned everything out of it. Like everything was just moved out, furniture, I just got it all out. Put it in another area of the house where no one was in, closed that door, and cleaned it really good and bought in some plants and put in some pictures I really liked, and it's like the highest vibration in the house. Because it's also where I'm sleeping and I'm going to need that to be the highest vibration because I'm going to be at my highest when I'm sleeping. So I needed this to be a very high vibration. So cleaning out the crap. You know, there's a part of this where I'm in certain areas of this house and there are other people in other areas of the house and their vibration's different. So, you know, the areas I'm in, I'm able to kind of keep them super clean and get those kind of up to a certain vibration that I'm going to need them to be in so I can be in them. And the vibrations that the other areas where I'm not in, you know, I will do some light cleaning there, but we have to hold respect for where other people's vibrations are. It's not a judgment on where anybody is. It's just we can't impose. We can't impose what we want on everybody else. So we have to have a respect level there. You know, we have to have respect level on where everybody is. It's just not their time yet to be at that vibration. So they might want to hold on to the clutter. You know, they don't want to get rid of it. And a lot of people will say, oh, you don't have, what's the human word? Oh, I can't think about it. It's not nostalgic. Sentimental. Of no sentimental value. And I don't. I have no sentimental value for any of that stuff anymore. I will toss all of it in the trash. But it's just because you're in a totally different aspect of yourself. You don't even remember any of that stuff happening. Your human life becomes kind of a blur. It kind of acts as a past life now in a sense. And you don't remember any of it. So you're sitting there, I was like, I don't even remember any of that stuff. You know, I don't remember being any of that stuff. I don't remember, did I even do that? I don't remember meeting that person. I don't remember doing it. It doesn't mean anything. So I'm looking at somebody else's photo albums. So, I mean, I went through and chucked so much stuff. And when I did this last move, I got rid of everything. I had everything I could put in an SUV and that was it. And everything else left. I didn't care where it went. I didn't care if I ever saw it again. And it is such a freeing thing to just get rid of all the clutter. Even heavy, dense furniture, I can't even do that much anymore. That I had some and I just gave it away. I was like, I can't do any of that. I'll get some lighter stuff later, or stuff that feels more in tune. That's why a lot of us will kind of more aligned. We'll rent for a while. Like I've rented the last couple of years because things are so non-permanent for a while when we're going through our ascension process, and we get to a certain point where we know, okay, we're supposed to stay here, but for a while we're kind of bouncing around on where we're supposed to stay, the home we're supposed to be in, because in our human life we didn't change as much. Our vibration stayed the same, so everything else pretty much stayed the same. Incremental things here and there, but not the big shifts. Whereas here, maybe every year and a half, you feel like you're outgrowing the space. And you get to a certain point, well, you'll know, okay, I'm supposed to be here. But until then, you're kind of more transient in a sense, more transient than you were as a human and your human aspects when that aspect of you was making the choices for you. So you're going to just find you're always going to be, not sure, like how long can I exist here? And that's really why things change so fast. Our vibration starts to raise so fast because we're consciously doing it. That's our whole job, is our vibration. Every day, what do I have to do for my vibration today? What can my vibration do today? Like, can I just do linear work? Am I going to work on my book today? Am I going to draw today? Am I going to do videos today? Do I have a session I have to do today? Am I going to try to do a live stream today? Like, what energetically can I do to support humanity? And what am I energetically, what do I need to do for me? Because we kind of have to come first, in a sense, because if we don't support ourselves, then we won't be able to support anybody else. And the same thing, if no one supports us, then we can't really be there to support anybody else. So there's the higher realities are all about the support system and who supports who and how that's playing out. So look around, and nature too. Where can you bring more nature into the house? Like, I don't do candles anymore. I couldn't do candles anymore because of the smoke. But I can do essential oils, but I can't do candles. Plants. I used to never really like plants, and now I can't get enough of plants. And you'll find your plants live longer. When your vibration is higher, your plants will thrive. I always thought it was the plant. It was me. That's why all my plants would die. Animals can enhance the vibration. It depends on a lot of stuff there. Sometimes people use animals to kind of use animals to open people up. I know that I have 2 cats that you see on my streams quite a bit here and there. They like to be on the videos, but they will enhance the vibration because they kind of will make the other people in the house happy, right? And they'll pet the cat and they're like, oh, he's so cute, she's so cute. So there are little things we can do. Like, I have gridded the house with Andaras, and I have put Andaras in different points of the house, even the rooms I'm not in very much. I put an Andara in there because I'm gridding the house. You might want to grid the house with crystals. You might grid the house with Andaras. Get the plants in there. Get the shit out. That is going to be the biggest thing. But we do have to hold respect for other people in the home and not overstepping. So what I've tried to do, it's easier when I live by myself, and I lived by myself for so many years, decades. I lived by myself, so it was so much easier that I just do what I wanted. When you are sharing space with people, we also have to learn how to do that, and we have to learn how to hold respect for everyone in the reality while making sure we're not compromising on our vibration. Which in the beginning, that's not easy to hold your vibration when you're around everyone that's at a different one, but you do learn to do that. So there comes a time when you've lived by yourself for years, and then you have to live with people. If you've always lived with people, you have to live by yourself. So you're always going to find you're in a kind of a different part of that journey. But just be respectful of where people are. Like, I can clean stuff when they're gone and they don't know it's cleaned, and that's fine. I can put Andaras in different parts of the house. There's just little things. No one really understands how powerful they are and what they're actually doing. So there's lots of different things like we can do to kind of maybe plant the seed, because just us being here, us being in a space where we are the highest vibration in the space, does upgrade the space. But what you'll find is certain people who are at a different vibration won't come in the higher vibration areas of the house, and if they do, they won't stay there for long, because it's also going to start to bring a lot of their stuff up for clearing, and it could agitate them. So we do just want to be mindful of what we do. So I just try to keep the areas of which I dwell very very clean and very as much clutter as I can get out, and we kind of make it work. And that's kind of the alchemy. It's alchemy. It can be like the Merlin energy. We have to transform it. You know, we have to get in here and look at it and go, okay, how can I transform this? Well, and look at the furniture. Where does it feel like the furniture is holding down the flow, like the energy's not flowing well? You'll start to be able to really pick out that stuff and see how, okay, that doesn't work anymore. You know, I can look at different things in the room that were here for like 2 months, and I look at them like, oh yeah, that won't work. I got to get that out of here. That can't stay anymore. Sometimes running water in the room, like fountains, will help. Getting any kind of body of water, you know, near a body of water. But just I have a little, it's actually just a cat water fountain. I keep it in the room because, you know, I like to hear the water run when I'm sleeping. Some people will use dehumidifiers to kind of get smells out of rooms. You can use, I kind of keep a humidifier in this room right now because it's a little dry, and I kind of like the humidity in the room. Look at what doesn't feel like it fits. Look at what you want to get rid of. And if you have an issue getting rid of it, look at what the issue is with getting rid of it. Will someone be pissed if I threw this away? Will someone be mad? I remember when I threw away a lot of stuff, probably around 2015, 2016. All this stuff just went in the trash. And I remember thinking, I wonder if so-and-so never asked about it. And I'm thinking, well, they haven't asked about it in, you know, 8 years. I doubt all of a sudden they're gonna be so concerned about it now. It's more our need all the time, really, for us to want someone to want something. So we keep stuff for people sometimes because we want someone else to want it, whether it was, you know, this belonged to, you know, an ex-boyfriend I had, or this belonged to so-and-so. It doesn't really matter the story we have around it. It's more that we want people to care about the stuff, you know, and after a while we're like, why? I don't even care about this stuff. Let's just get rid of all of it. You might find you sell a lot of stuff because it doesn't matter anymore. You know, a lot of jewelry and stuff I had for years, I just, you know, at the time I sold it because I could use the money for other things, but I didn't care about any of it. I didn't care how old it was. I didn't care how I had gotten it. I didn't care the story behind it. It was just old stuff. And it doesn't really matter any of that stuff. Old stuff will start to really bother you because it's not you anymore. It's a different vibration of you. It's a different aspect of you. And it'll just tether you to the old realities. So you'll know what needs to go. And there'll be some things that you can just get out of your space. You want to be able to get them out of the house. I mean, I knew that was going to be kind of my lot for the next few months while I'm here, that some stuff I'm not going to be able to get out of the house, but I can get out of where I am. I can get them out of my immediate space, even though energetically I can still feel it because the vibration of I'm around so much nature here, so few people here. I can deal with that. Because your universe is going to put you in places to see, can you deal with this? Can you deal with this? It's not always going to be perfect. It's not going to be human perfect. We have to transform it into what's perfect for us. That's part of learning alchemy, learning to transform something, learning how to create something out of nothing, and really enjoying that part of the journey and having a lot of fun with that. So, okay. Happy decorating, and keep practicing the art of intuition.